I always liked the song. I always thought it had a great sound to it. Whatever processing he's putting it through, it could be just a wide open electric. I don't know, but it's got a great sound. So anyhow, it's. I'll show you the intro real quick. I've only just learned this 2 nights ago, so bear with me. Nope. So he goes on the G string, the second fret for an A. I use my middle finger because that sets me up for the hammer on pull off that's going to happen there. But from the second fret, slides up to the fourth, and then he just plucks the B and the E open. Now, obviously, and that's one of those tricks, right? That's the same note as that if I were perfectly in tune, and then up to an E. So again, second fret of the G string, slide up to the 4, hit the B and the E, come down for the A again, hammer back on, pull off, go down to the E on the D string. And then hit an open E and hit the open B and the E. And then he kind of repeats it, but he ends it differently. Right? So second fret of the G string on the A, sliding up to the 4, open B and E, back to the A, pull off to the what would effectively be an A flat or a G sharp, first fret there, and then go back to your A again. Then he does it a third time, this time more like the first one. And then you're going to land with your ring finger on the B, second fret of the A there. And you're going to slide up to the 4, then go to the 2 of the D string. That's going to be 4, 5, open on the D string. So we're on the A string on the 4th fret, slide to the 5th fret of the A string, and then pluck the open D. And again, you're on the same notes, unison, right? Four, 2, open E, open B and E. It's not an overly complicated intro. It's a hair flashy in appearance and sound. So, and I think it's got a classic sound when you get it right. They've got it a bit more open somewhere than I do. That it just, that's got such a ring to it. And I don't know what they've got going on. If like I said, he's on a wide open electric guitar, so there's tons of sustain on that, even when he's down here, but those are still ringing. I don't know. But so that's the intro. And then it dives right into what I think is very recognizable. Um, and you'll notice that we're going to be on our right one chord essentially. Then we're going to be on our 5 chord and our 7 chord. Really familiar chords. Open A, barred D, and a barred E, right? A, E, and D. So anyhow, um, there's some that show that you don't actually see. I see it as a here on the 7th and 9th fret playing your A bar chord, slash power chord. You really only need that if you want to, but it's got more to it. So I play it that way. The guys on electric and stuff, they seem to show it as just pulling that middle finger off and sticking with that bar of the pointy rather than sliding down to here. You're just doing that. I actually stumbled across it. I was doing something else, and I had that happen, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that song. What is it? And then, I did that, and then, of course, just like a, blues hammer on pull off on that G string, be up at the 4th fret. So we're barring an A, and we're just hammering on and pulling off on that 4th fret. And if we hit the B, it's no big deal. So and then it goes. I think it's a chorus. I don't know. It says like red lights, green lights, stop and go town, or something like that. It goes from a B to an E to a B to an E, and let's see if I can. I'm gonna use my pinky finger and just hammer down on the D string at the 2nd fret. Kind of the same way as we did there. So essentially does that same pattern but changes keys. So then it's going to be from D to C to D to G. Now that's the way other people are doing it. That final G, instead of bringing my pinky out to the G string, and hammering on the 5th fret there to get the sound I'm looking for, they're fingering a G chord open like this, and then they're hammering that part of the C chord on. Which is fine. It's the same thing, but man, my fingers aren't cool enough to get there. And the song's great. Some songs I have enough interest in to say, hey, I'm going to learn that new way of doing that for that song. This song I don't. It's a beater song that comes around pretty quickly, and I don't think it deserves that much effort. But the had it been in the main riff, I'd say, okay, I've got to find that sound. But where it's in the strange or I don't know, it's got drive to it. And like I said, if by chance you haven't seen his video on that, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. It's so bad. I think it's that video. Whatever the one was, I mean, just hideous. So, the intro gets you through the verse, and then gets you through the chorus. You could, if you wanted to, instead of on that, because it goes right D to C to D to G, and then I hammer on pull off kind of there with my strumming on the 5th fret of the G string to give me an A sound, which would bring me closer to that C chord that's there. I could try to, I could do that, or I could try to do, I could try to flatten those fingers out to get to my A chord and bounce back and forth. Either of which I think would be easier than trying to relearn a G chord with my ring and my pinky and then throwing that C in there. Although I do kind of like that sound. It's got the end of a song for a bad TV show in the 70s kind of sound. Scene change kind of thing. End of a montage. But anyhow, that's Lonely as the Night.